Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's snowing.
right there. And then we do that. That was the most important part. You just missed it. All right.
Well, I'm going to bring my guy up now, and he's going to share with you. And I hope you leave this weekend with so much love in your heart that you're going to go home and spill it all over your people. And Burp, you can do it everywhere. Here comes my Diamond Frank.
Got sick of buying her flowers, so I bought her a dress and she can have those flowers forever. Basics. That's the subject tonight. Basics. I don't know about you, but I always wanted to take shortcuts. Anybody identify with that? Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, I used to take a shortcut to school. I used to cut down the backyard.
All right. Are you having fun? How's your business? I love it. I'll tell you, you've been hearing some incredible entertainment this weekend. We as former musicians have been sitting out there, and we haven't been able to sit. We've been out back dancing. We've been up, jumping up and down. And I'll tell you, the folks you're seeing perform here, you saw Truth. They did a wonderful job. The young lady you're going to be seeing next has formally performed with Truth, and she's breaking out on her own.
Around you and help you on through the door of freedom. And I want you to come with us because Diamond is where it's at. And now I want to bring to this stage the man in my life that is my Diamond, Don.
Thank you. Well, this is the year of the basics. And you've been prompted and you've been taught and you've been encouraged throughout this weekend to focus back on the basics of this business. The fundamentals, the things that helped you get started, the things that have not changed. There is a system, there is a pattern. You hear us talking about it. There are basics that are the same in no matter what circumstances you are faced with. That it'll work for your downline. That there is money in a PV check when you do these certain things. There must be belief in the business, in the Amway business, that it is founded on good principles, that it has $400 million cash reserve. Boy, that'll increase your faith, won't it? That'll increase your belief, won't it? But in addition to that corporation, there is a pattern. There is the business as we know it. How you sponsor someone, how you help them walk through those early days of the business and get planted and solid and have that nuts and bolts that helps them get their business going. There is a bottom line belief you must have that it works. I believed when I got in this business that I had the miracle drug for people's finances. That's the kind of belief you must have. The first B is belief that it's the best. that it's the best Amway business, multi-level business, and that it is the best pattern for growth, and that belief will also expand into you believing that there is an explosion about to take place that'll make what's happened thus far look like we just got started. I believe it was Jody who said, yes, you're right. I believe it was Jody that said, we just got the ground floor together. Doesn't that really get you when someone says, well, if I got in on the ground floor? Let me tell you, we just got the foundation and the ground floor put together, and we're ready for a launch. Are you ready to go with us? How's your belief? Is your belief strong? If your belief is strong, another B is you gotta begin. You gotta start. You gotta say, here's the starting point, there's the gun, and I'm going. Some of you, and I met some of you this weekend that said, I'm just signing up. I came to this function before I even started up. You're the ones I'm talking to. Some of you have been around for a while. You've been to functions and you never really got started. Or you planned on starting. You decided, well, I'm gonna start someday. Now is the time to begin, and begin with the basics. Do something. The first thing, of course, would be to hand out an ad pack, make a telephone call, get a prospect list. Basics. And you all hear those, I'm sure, it's your nuts and bolts. But when you begin, I think you ought to begin not with some feeble little attempt, but with a blast off. I want to tell you, when you go home from this weekend, your engines will be fired. Your gas tank will be filled. Didn't Jody fill it up last night? I was worried that you'd all go home today and get something started. And then Ron and Toby came along and filled it up some more. Are you ready to blast off? Well, you got to pick up the marker then. You got to drive the miles. You got to make the telephone calls. You got to hand out the ad packs. You got to schedule the meetings and use the marker and draw a plan. You got to begin and blast off. And then one of the major parts of the basics is A, attend the functions. Wouldn't you like to just bottle this up and take it home to that distributor that didn't come? Could you imagine what you could do to that distributor if they could have only heard Jody Victor and Kathy Victor? Oh, they'd be a different distributor, wouldn't they? If they could have only heard Dr. Ben Carson last night in his quiet, unassuming way, and he got right down inside of you. Would he get inside of that new distributor that's wondering whether this thing works or not? Boy, if you could only bottle up Ron and Toby Hale and take it home. Well, can I tell you, you can? One of the basics of this business is that tape that you can put in somebody's hand that didn't make this function. And then it'll inspire them to come to Atlanta. Are we going to ever have a time in Atlanta? Attend the functions. Now is the time to plan for it. Now is the time to schedule it in your schedule, to be in Atlanta, to get part of that basics that makes this business work. It'll launch you for that blast off when you attend a function. And once you've attended a function, I know your engines are lit and you're ready to get back home. You're going to devastate some people this week, aren't you? I mean to tell you, you're going to take this home with you and you're going to explode. Well, my word is attack. It's okay to attack. Now, hold it under control. Don't use up all your steam the first night. And then Tuesday night you run down and you don't have anything left. Kind of keep it in control so that you can stretch it out and use the power of this function for weeks and weeks and months until the next function, and you can power up again and go home and use it again. Attack, attack. When you attack, you need to keep the right attitude. That's something you got to work on. That's something that doesn't come easy in our world when we have so many negative things going on around us. But as you feed a little of those tapes inside, and as you attend a seminar and rally, and as you get plugged in and begin to groove with your upline, and all of those things start to feed and overcome the negative, you can have a good attitude. And let me tell you, you will attract and you will draw, and there will be charisma that you will create as you start leading your group and taking control of your business. My next day is one that Tom Eggleston gave us. Talked about it with your directs yesterday. He said, this business should become the most admired business in the world. And I want to change that, and I believe Tom would change it too these days. I believe this business is the most admired business in the world. And I believe that you will become, as you build this business, and as you become a direct distributor, and as you become pearls and emeralds and diamonds and doubles and triples and crowns, you will become the most admired person in your community. I think it's a basic. I think it's a basic. The next letter is S. Now we've developed the plan. We know where we're going. We've blasted off. And you gotta stick with the plan. There are people who wouldn't go out today. There were people a few weeks ago in Cincinnati that didn't go out. Why, the news media. Who in the world are they anyway? They said you should stay in and not travel on the roads, but 6,000 people in a snowstorm came to a super rally in Cincinnati, Ohio, because they stuck with their plan no matter what the world said. Stick with your plan. Where are you going? What do you want to become? What do you want to attack? What do you want to establish? You set the plan and then stick with that plan. Stay focused on your dream. You're the man. You're the guy. Right? So stick with your dream, not my dream, not your upline's dream, not somebody else's dream, but your dream. What makes you tick? What are you going after? What do you see out there in the future for you? S. To stick with your plan, you need to serve your group. I know this is different to anything else in the world. You're supposed to get them before they get you anywhere else. But here it's serve your group. When you serve and work with your group, I want to tell you what, you won't be able to spend the money you make in this business. Your business, your group. Another S is build it solid. Build it solid. You know that I'm a tightwad, and I think that you ought to look at this business as a business. It is not our hobby. It is not my wife's little business. It is not something we do when we don't have time. We just have some time to do it. We make time for this business because it is our future, and we have set a plan, and we are going in the direction that we have set, and we are going to build it solid, and we're going to look at the bottom line as businesses do, and you should too. Build it solid, and you build it solid with numbers. You must focus on numbers. How many are you going to personally sponsor? How many are you going to have at the next function? Will you have, I think we ought to do something very special in Atlanta with the number 9. And if you have 9 in your front line at the function, we're going to do something special. Now, we did something special the last time if you had 6 of your front line here. But in Atlanta, when you have 9 of your front line here, we're going to do something super special. How many are going to have 9 of their front line in Atlanta? That's how you build it solid, when you focus on numbers. How many are going to have 9 of your front line with new prospects at the next open of your upline? Let me hear it. How many? Let me tell you, when you are focusing on building it solid, you will I initiate something. You're going to have to initiate something to have 9 in Atlanta. You're going to have to initiate something to have 9 at the next Open. You're going to have to initiate something to have 9 at the next seminar and rally. You're going to have to initiate something. You're going to have to get something started if you're going to focus on numbers. How many do you want in your group? Start as many as possible. Start with something small, but something that will grow. I thought of it as I was looking out at this crowd and the walk. My goodness, that walk was long. All the way down from, I know what Jody meant then. There's a different function going on in the back of the room. I hear you, all right. But think about it. It all started by talking to one person. It all started by talking to one person. And when you start to talk to one person, and then you add another, and what if you multiply it times 9? Numbers, focus on numbers, and imagine how big it can be. Catch the vision of how big your business can be. Have you walked across the front down here and looked at all of those people or all of those chairs out there if you got in early, and imagined that it was your business? Or take it a step further, that it is your directs. The whole room is directs, yours. Catch the vision, how big it can be, and be willing to see, contribute whatever it takes. Not I'm willing to give this much or that much, or I'm willing to give 100% or 200%, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Does it matter how much it takes if you can accomplish your plan by using the basics of this business? Does it matter? I want to hear it. No, it does not matter. If you can have the house that you want, if you can have the relationship with your kids, if you can give to where you want to give, politically or religiously or elsewhere, if you can have vehicles and whatever you want, does it matter? No, it does not matter. When you start, you got to calculate the cost. Now, I said this is a business. I know we get motivated. I know we get excited about it. But how about calculating the cost? If you're going to get 9 to Atlanta, you must sit down and calculate the cost. What must I do? What must I put in? How many tapes should I buy? How many boards should I have in my stock? How many books should I have in my product room? What are the things that I need to do? Calculate. Basics start with calculations of what I need to do and have and be ready so that I can be prepared for the explosion. Fill your trunk with those tapes and tools so you're ready to take hold of whatever comes your way when you're building 9 to go to Atlanta. Calculate the cost, whatever it is, and go for it. My last word, or letter of this word, is S. It's a stern statement to you. Stop procrastinating. Stop procrastinating. Stop making excuses. Some of you have been to these functions before. Some of you have gone home and said, as you went home in your AMA discussions, we're going direct. Stop procrastinating. Put a date on it and go for it. How many are willing to put a date on it and stop making excuses? Now you're getting honest with yourself. And now the basics will catapult you to the success that you want. If you don't stop procrastinating, if you don't stop making excuses, then I recommend that you go home and call your family together and just make it straight with them. Your dad doesn't have the guts to go direct, son. Daughter, your dad doesn't have what it takes to get out there and do it. I don't think there's a person in this room that is not willing to make a decision and go for it. Have I caught the pulse of where you're at? You're not ready to make another excuse, are you? You're ready to turn it around. You're ready to establish the basics and go for it. How many are going to go home and sit their kids down and their family down and say, we're going direct, we're going Pearl, we're going Emerald, we're going to do it? How many are going to do it? Whatever it takes, are you going to do it? I want to tell you you can do it. I want to tell you you are able to do it. I want to tell you that I believe you can do it. I want to tell you, like Dexter said, you can do it. I love it. Go for it. One last thought. S also stands for show the plan. Lots of times show the plan. Hundreds of times show the plan. Because when you show the plan, you're going to stuff your pockets. And when you show the plan, you're going to see it big. I don't know about you, but every time I show the plan, I see this thing bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't know if it gets inside of you and gets a part of you, but when I draw those circles on the board and you think I'm just getting excited for the sake of getting excited, I'm getting re-sponsored every time I show the plan. When I draw those 9 circles on that board, I want to tell you, I'm seeing it big. Are you seeing it big? Are you seeing it big when you have 9 of your front line in Atlanta? STP, show the plan. And then I'll tell you what'll happen. We're going to see you at the top. We're going to see you standing on this stage. We're going to see you at Free Enterprise with the announcer ringing loud and clear, not in the Charlotte Coliseum anymore. That little place wouldn't hold us. But in the Atlanta brand new stadium, as we hear that announcer ring out, brand new diamonds from your town and your name. Are you going to be there? We'll see you at the top. Go Diamonds. Love y'all. Tell you what, we have the joy right now of bringing your planning committee to this stage, and they're standing ready right now. Everyone who serves on the planning committee, come and join me on this stage. Our businesses, and we brought you a visible example of that with Jody and Kathy Victor. Imagine what it'd be like when you guys write your dad and mom $1 million check. Just their allowance for the year. That'll be good, won't it? Well, how about it? Is that all right, gang? That'll be good. Imagine how thrilling that must be for Jody and Kathy. Well, this is a special group of people. Of course, our kids are involved. A lot of them you don't see. Lee with convention planning. This country. Last night when Alicia was singing, the flag was there on the screen. I want to tell you what, I don't know about you, but I had all I could do to keep those, my eyes from sweating. I used to think that wasn't manly. But I want to tell you something. I found out that when your eyes leak, your head won't swell. Sometimes you just have to let it kind of, let that good feeling just come on out. And that's a good feeling we have on this stage. And so I think it's the right time bring out some people that I have loved for a long, long time in this business. They encouraged us when we weren't doing all that much in the business. We were working at it, going after it. But they grabbed us up and hugged us. And Toby served us chicken and dumplings. Wasn't that what it was? Chicken and dumplings. And made some telephone calls to our group, encouraged them. Can you imagine getting a telephone call from Toby Hale and saying, hey, I'm just calling. I'm sure you'd do exactly what they did. They said, come on, this is my upline calling. This is not Toby, you know, somebody playing a game. But no, it was really Toby. And she was really concerned about us going Pearl and Embro. People with big heart, people that are part of the family. And I want you to bring them to this stage with an applause like you've never brought anybody to our stage. They're from Blount, Tennessee, and they're Diamonds, Ron and Toby Hale!
Ron and Toby, I think you know how much we truly love you. When we weren't too lovely, you reached out and you believed in us. And it's because of you tonight that this group is here. You were partially responsible for all the encouragement and the belief that grew within us. And so we present this little token of our love to you. May you enjoy it, because we have enjoyed knowing you. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna Ruth. Wow. This is a great looking group up here. So it comes out a lot better. I can't make it as bad as it used to sound, but here's where they went. Amway is the way to go, soon success you will know by try Amway. Never has there been a man's way to make the living you can make with Amway. So take a stride and come alive with Amway, fly high. And people would just absolutely sit there and go, wow. Yep, it was, can you just imagine doing that?
No.
I'll tell you, Toby's cousin dropped in to visit us one time. He came through the first year we were in business. In fact, we were 15%. We tried to get him into business, he just laughed at us. The next summer, he came back through. We were direct distributors. We'd gone direct in 13 months. We had new furniture all through the house, a new bedroom suite. We had new carpet on the floors. And Toby's cousin had done real well with his life and had made some pretty good money. But he saw a dramatic change in the way we were living from one year to the other.
And it seemed like it took me 5 minutes to cross the little tiny room. I mean, it's a little room. Finally, I got in there, knowing what I had to do, and I went over to my mom. And for the first time in my life, I put my arms around my mom. I did, she stiffened up in my arms, and I thought, dear Lord, don't let her be insulted, don't let her feel anything except what I'm understanding. And I just held it for him, and I said, Mom, I just want to say that I love you. And I'm real glad that you're my mom, and that I'm your daughter. And I turned her loose, and I went back to her.
Yeah, that's our sleeping diamond.
This is a hallway seminar? Huh? They fly in the biggest and the best, and you guys are in the hallway. Well, look.
Doesn't look bad.
What does that mean?
Looks good on you. Looks good on you. Just gotta do the work. You want tip anyway.
That's why I want to make sure.
This sucker went through.
You never know if those are two multi-millionaires right there. End up on stage. They're flying out on their own jet.
Welcome to the stage, brand new profit sharing directs.
Bob Lindemann!
Rich, multi-millionaire. We are number. Are you filming? All you need to do is find directs, and you'll be free. Directs, and you'll be rich, and you'll be a multi-millionaire. Is free, is rich, is a multi-millionaire. We are number. For freedom, to be rich, to be a multi-millionaire.
And how many in Atlanta?
We need to have frontline personals at the next function. Frontline personals at the next function. Frontline personals at the next function. We need to help them get free. And we'll be rich. And we'll be diamonds.
I'm going up front. Let's go up front.
Exciting for us is to understand that this business is a business of building relationships. You guys have built such a nice relationship with Kathy and I. We thought, what the heck? We'd just take you all home with us. Do that. They say, I'm going to watch you. I said, fuck. To me, what it is they're just walking around with their coat on backwards. They don't understand how our business works. They're making a little bit of, and when I put my coat on backwards and I talk to them like this, sometimes some people wonder, what in the world are you doing? I tell them, I just want you to see that this is not a typical business, and it isn't. How silly. If you and I waited, think of this though, if you and I waited until we were successful, then went back to the ones who said they'd wait for us, you don't have time for them. I think you'd have more loyalty to the ones who helped you become a tremendous success. That's what we need to tell them. We don't find it effective way to tell them. Please, do not try to remove a fly from somebody's forehead with an axe. When someone says something to you that's a little hateful, don't go, oh, all right. Not a good idea. Do not carry a quiver of arrows. Oh, launching. Be careful with that. What you want to do is kill them with kindness. What you might want to say to them is, you'll be the very first person I'll put on my VIP reception when I become a millionaire. And then under your breath you might say, that you big dummy. But you don't ever want to say that out loud. You remember, you never lose unless you admit it. Kill them with kindness. People will be envious of you only because they have no vehicle or they have no dream. When I was very young in the business and I was growing up and I run into some frustrations, my bozo alert would go off, whoop, 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 you know, and I would certainly wonder, what the heck am I going to do at this point in juncture? So every now and then we just got to realize that there are going to be some people, no matter how good, no matter how much of a deposit you make, you don't know. You don't know. And some people might even ask you, well, how did that meeting go? Well, you heard Kathy tell her story. She saw the plan presented by me, who is the very best plan giver anywhere in the world. Now think about that. 2 years later, it had left such an impression that we did not, and we teach our groups, do not cancel your deposits. When someone asks you, how was that meeting? You say, it was a very good meeting. I did my very best. I know tremendous results will come from it. Well, right now, that doesn't really show a big sign, but I know I am not going to give in to the negatives. I know something great will come from it. Think of this. I met Kathy 2 years before she got in. It was the best plan I ever gave in my life. But if you would have asked me immediately after the plan, I might have said something else. So that's what you always got to understand. You never know. In other words, if someone says to you, how was your plan? Say, check back with me in 5 years. You never know, do you? Like the plan I gave with 10 sugars turned out to be my first direct and our first time direct distributor. Did I know it at that time? Are you kidding me? I was sweating bullets. If you would have asked me how was my first meeting, I would have said I was terrible. And I was cautioned by my upline who said, you may never ever, that's it, you said it once, you are never permitted to ever suggest that of yourself again. You will be hung by the tongue. So let's be hung by a prosperous tongue, not a negative tongue. Be careful, you will be snared by the words out of your own mouth. Learn to get a whiteboard and say, and write down my father, and tell you that my father, my hero, the guy that I grew up watching in the pursuit of a dream, my best buddy, the guy that bought ice cream for the team, sponsored the baseball team, gave anonymously to his community, has done monstrous things, is in the business. And he suggested to me that even after I graduated from college, with a couple of degrees and started to go to work in the workforce. When I finally joined this business, he said, Jody, it's the greatest, the best thing you could ever do. Yet he never pushed me, never shoved me to build the business. He was always the example to build the business. I can't tell you how excited. So I say, I am in the business. And please excuse the reference to the first person. As we teach people in leadership, learn to talk in the third person. It's a good idea, don't you think? It's better to say the majority of people, 8 out of 10s, boast of us. Instead of saying you poor slob, you work, you're going, I'm working, you know, you're never gonna make it. You know, instead we teach people to speak in the third person. But my father's in the business, I'm in the business. And today I can report and announce to you that my son, yes, my son is in the business. I do not know a more profound thing I could say to you today in leadership. I don't know a more exact science of this business. If we were going to study it, if we were going to tear it apart, if we were going to turn it over to Ron Ball so that he could tell us the 39 steps without a clue about what it takes to build a successful diamond ring distributorship, whatever it would take. Or if we had Dexter Yeager here who would support that business and support that dream with an ideology that works 9 out of 99 times, I'm telling you, you've got the very best of the best. And then to label all that as part of your Storms Weekend, let me just say this to you. I don't know a more profound statement I could make to any group. If you are my son or daughter, my brother or sister, my mom or dad, is to say, my father's in, I'm in, my son is in. I don't know a better recommendation. I don't know anything else I could ever say to you. With all the different money and the things that we've done, there isn't anything like this business. There's no other investment. There's no other profession. There's no other occupation, none yet, that would ever help you as personal growth, building relationships, and really understanding the grassroots of this business and America, free enterprise, and what it's all about. And just to have the right priorities, to believe there is a God in heaven, and you can support your family not by doing things that have to be illegal or compromising your integrity or last but not least sacrificing a principle or something you believe in. This business is what's good about America and everything that stands for right in America, free enterprise,